Okay, so here is a really good way to make sure all your notes are in key. Also, to make sure any chords you put on are in key. Every chord works perfectly. It's a kind of a shortcut to music theory, but obviously I recommend that you learn music theory. So this is the sequence that I've made. It's through Mono Sequencer. I've made a polyrhythm out of 9 steps. Polyrhythm, of course, is something that's not 8 or 16 steps. It's something that kind of repeats differently. And I've got a bass sound that's very monophonic. I've also made sure transport sync is on, and that means that when it stops, it starts stopping from the same place. So let's really look at what we're going to do here. I'm going to pull up my notes, do the sequence on Mono Sequencer, figure out the key. How do we figure out the key? Best way to figure out the key is to pull up an operator, which is a very simple sine wave sound. And we're going to press the keys on our computer keyboard or whatever keyboard you've got. And let's think what this key is. That sounds right. I can't sing, but it's not any of those, so it's definitely that, which at the minute I'm seeing is A sharp. Okay, cool. So we know this is A sharp, but we have to lock the scale of this particular sequence into A sharp to be able to then feed the notes later on. So we're going to use the scale plugin to then duplicate. We're going to duplicate this with the scale plug on it, and then we're going to be able to get notes that are absolutely within the scale of this sequence. Sounds complicated, it's not, okay? MIDI effects. So we're going to pull in this scale plugin. There's a scale plugin. Drop down, and you'll see all these kind of scales. Now, different types of music have different types of scales, and this particular sequence might not be within a regular kind of C major scale or a C minor scale or a Dorian scale. It might be within these crazy scales, but generally the main scales in music are C major and C minor. So just try those first. What happens with this is notes are locked into the scale, so you will get like a C in, you'll get a C out, you'll get like a D in, you'll get a D out, you'll get an E in, you'll get an E out. Obviously, look at this on the internet if you really want to understand this plugin. But, again, I don't want to complicate this. We said that the scale was A sharp. So what this is doing by putting this bass up here is it's saying everything is going to be A sharp major. So let's listen to these notes locked into A sharp major. Great. But you can kind of hear that there is a difference there. So let's lock it into, instead, let's pull another one. We're going to put the minor in. A sharp. Let's listen. Boom. Absolutely the same. So it's not a major, it's a minor. Okay? Remember, if this doesn't work and it doesn't sound correct, go through some of these scales. Figure out what the scale is of the notes that you put in. Okay, good stuff. Let's duplicate this now. And we're going to take the notes away from the second duplication. So let me just rename this Dawn 2. We take the notes away. So there's literally no notes here at the moment. So it's only these that are playing. And I'm going to go back to this. But I've definitely got the scale plugin on. So if I click this now on record, any note I play will fit within this scale. Which means that any two notes that I play will fit within this scale. But you can't hear those two notes because the thorn is not polyphonic at the moment. It's not polyphonic. So we need to get a sound that is polyphonic. So press two notes. That's not polyphonic. I can hear the two notes aren't playing together. They are, but it sounds too EDM for this particular track that I'm trying to work on. Let's do that first. Let's do that one first. So definitely those two notes are sounding. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this. And I'm just literally going to put my hands all over the keyboard. And whatever comes out, comes out. Okay, you ready? I mean, I know that was rubbish, right? But we have to go back into this. And we have to do this. And we know that these notes are going to work. As long as they're quantized, let's check. Zoom in. And also, just as a side note, just make sure your record quantization is 16th note. If you want the ends of these to go to the exact end, then you're going to have to go into the quantized settings and you can go to end, so just end, and you could go to, let's try that. Yeah, perfect. Let's go back to there. I mean, there's not much variation there, but let's actually do something with a lot of variation now. So we're going to duplicate this and we'll make a pad sound. The pad sound is obviously the easiest thing that I can demonstrate this to you. Right, so again, take that off. The notes are locked. Let's make a really cool pad sound. Pad. And here we go. I'm just going to record. I know the notes are locked. Right, so that's cool. Just got to make sure that obviously the beginning is correct. And the beginning isn't correct. It's not on the grid. So select all, quantize settings. Make sure the start and the end is exactly on the grid. I am actually going to pull these back there and you can see everything is on the group. Well, not everything. It might need a bit of, you know, we need to go into this. And I actually did like the way that everything kind of went, had a bit of delay to it there. So what's playing is not actually these notes. It's what's being fed through here. So what could we do now? Let's take this and duplicate it again. Okay, good stuff. So I duplicated this again, and I am going to have to put some notes in, but I don't want to put some notes in. So actually, I did the wrong thing there. I'm actually going to leave this sequence going, but I'm going to change the sound, right? Let's change this sound to something like, I don't know. That's good enough. Okay. But I don't want it the same as the bass line, so maybe I could take that's good. And look, I've got 4 really good sequences there. So what do I want to do now? I'm thinking an arpeggiator, but an arpeggiator is going to sound good on a chord, right? So what's the thing that I've got a chord on? That. Let's duplicate that. Right, so this is obviously going to be the same as that, which we don't want. So let me just change the melody there. Again, a plucky kind of sound, but I'm looking for an arpeggiated sound. So let's try this. And we'll go back into MIDI effects. Put an arpeggiator on there. I mean, that's extremely fast, but there we go. So it goes a bit too high, but it's definitely avant-garde and quite out there, but you know what? Let's actually continue. So I don't know, electronica and chill. Let's try something here. Breaks. Well, not 80 beats a minute. We're at 120 here, so. Right. Yeah, that's good. I mean, there's obviously so many effects we can put on this now, but Let me just put something on because I'm feeling excited. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. And yes, you can do so much just by not knowing musical theory, but just knowing how to use MIDI effects on Ableton. Okay, good luck.